Okay, today I'm going to talk about reframing emotions, but before I do that, I'm going to talk about something called the negativity bias and how that affects how we feel. The negativity bias basically means that bad things feel twice as bad as good things feel good. Now, this is why athletes hate losing more than they enjoy winning. Well, not even, just like anyone hates losing more than they enjoy winning. And this is why rejection feels a lot worse than acceptance. So because we've got this strong negativity bias, it really affects our relationship with emotions, specifically negative emotions. So when something feels bad, we associate that with it being bad. And when something feels good, we associate that with being good. And when that comes to emotions, we associate feeling, sad or angry or frustrated or disappointed, upset, whatever, with those emotions being bad. And then on the contrary, things that feel good, like emotions like being happy, being elated, being thrilled, being content, joyful, as good. But the problem is, we don't feel emotions in a vacuum. There's a lot of context that is applied to understanding and feeling our emotions. And just because something feels bad doesn't make it bad, and just because something feels good doesn't make it good. And I think this is a big thing that we have to sort of understand and get a realizing. And even when we realize it, it's really hard to actually put it into practice because when things feel bad, you're like, I don't want to feel this anymore, you know? And conversely, when things feel good, you're like, I want to keep feeling this. But both emotions, both sides of the spectrum, have, diminishing returns. This is why we need to reframe how we look at emotions. Instead of being good or bad, we look at them as pleasant or unpleasant and high energy or low energy. So, for example, feeling sad is a low energy, unpleasant emotion, while being angry is a high energy, unpleasant emotion, while being happy is a high energy, pleasant emotion. Feeling content is a low energy, pleasant emotion. So by looking at emotions through this spectrum of pleasantness and energy, we remove like the instinctual judgment from them, uh, and this will help us look at them in a more objective way, in a more curious way, instead of a judgy way. And if you start judging it, then you're going to be judging yourself for feeling it, and that turns into a whole negative loop, which isn't really that much fun. But again, the negativity bias is super, super strong, and it can make it really hard to actually do that. So, again, don't feel bad if it's hard or challenging to sort of disassociate feeling bad with being bad. And try to remind yourself that just because something feels bad doesn't make it bad, and just because something feels good doesn't make it good. And become curious about the way you feel over time, and the more you practice it, the easier it will get. That's it. Boom. And I will see you again tomorrow.